Howdy folks, Todd here with Great Escape Farms. I am having water issues again this year, so we are in the middle of a drought. This is only right around mid-July, and I am down near empty on my tanks here and I use these water tanks for my entire nursery. So today we're going to talk about resolving rainwater harvest issues of no rain, because a rainwater harvest system doesn't do anything for you if you don't get rain. First, real quick, this is our rainwater harvest system. This is what we call our large rainwater harvest system. We have several different videos on this. We'll link to those up here in the right hand corner, as well as downstairs in the description. And the whole purpose is to feed our nursery back here. I water all of these plants right here. I have about 1,000 plants, and I had just got up and running. You can actually just shut off. I have an automatic sprinkler system going here. Comes on for 10 seconds every 5 minutes from 6 a.m. until 9 p.m. But that uses a lot of water here. So I will likely run out of water by the end of the weekend if I don't do something. And they are calling for rain, but not until the end of next weekend. So I need something to augment me. I advertise that I use mainly rainwater for my nursery and stuff. So in order to try to keep that up and running, I am going to go and pump water from one of my other rainwater harvest systems on the farm here and bring it over and add it to this one, because this is the most crucial. So come along with me, take a journey, and let's figure this out. This is my first time using a trash pump, trying to suck water out of one tank and bring it to another. So let's see how all this works out. Okay, this is my trash pump. So I just added oil and gas, and I put water in the little reservoir here. So it's ready to go. I have a hard tube that is going up to a 300-gallon IBC tote, and it will suck from, hopefully I'm down near the bottom there. I can't really see from my vantage point here. And my output is coming through a fire hose here, and it's going up into an extra IBC tote that I had. So the fire hose, I have several different issues here, so I'm not 100% level. I had the first time using this pump, and I'm dealing with fire hose here. So the reason I have fire hose is the firehouse was selling it because it didn't pass the pressure test, which means that it's leaking somewhere. So hopefully it's not leaking too bad. I do have several other backups, but for right now I only need the 50-foot section, but I will need 100-foot to get it where it's going. So I didn't bring my tripod, so I'm just gonna have to fire this up and restart the video after it's running again. Well, I got it running, and I found the leak. It's right up here in the beginning, so I'm losing a good bit of water there, but I am still filling over here and definitely getting water in, so I'm happy about that. So we'll be ready to transport here soon. Okay, we are all pumped. Hopefully you can see this. I left a couple of inches down in there. I'm guessing there's maybe 30-40 gallons in there. I'm guessing I probably lost 50 gallons from leakage and then emptying the hose here. I tried to get it up into the barrel here, but it was just too heavy for me. So, and you can see we're a little bit lopsided. And do we have a measurement here? 225. So I'm guessing I'm about 250 gallons here. So I am happy with that. That is more than what I had. I have 6 of these total that I can draw water off of, so this should help me with my problem. Let's see how easily we can pump back in. Okay, and here's the package ready to go across the street and fill the bigger tank. So everything is loaded up here. Got the fire hose loaded up, the hard hose loaded up, the water's here. One thing I didn't point out is if you're going to do this, make sure that your trailer is rated for the capacity of the water. So it doesn't look like much, but if this were 300 gallons, and with the weight of water right around 8 gallons or 8 pounds to a gallon, we'd be about 2,400 pounds or 2 tons. So make sure that your trailer is rated for the weight. So I'm under that, plus this trailer is rated for about that much. So I should have enough wiggle room here to not be an issue. So I grabbed a new fire hose. Hopefully this one leaks a little bit less, and we will see about that. Dumping it into the green tank here. They are connected underground together, so they will eventually level out. This one is between 200 and 400. closer to 200 than 400. So if we could make it up to the 400 point, I would be happy and jump up in 200 increments here, counting all the loss that I have. That would be wonderful. Well, another lesson learned. Hey, if you ever saw one of those cartoons where the end of the fire hose is running loose and just flying all over the place and the firemen can't catch it, well, that kind of happened to me. This hole up here is too big to actually hold the hose in. So as soon as it fired up, it had so much pressure, it shot out of here and shot water everywhere. So what I'm gonna do is remove this plug right here. And I have some exterior electrical conduit. I'm gonna wrap around a couple times and try to hold that hose in place. We'll see how it works out. Okay, so that worked somewhat. It held it in place, but it still shot right out of here. So back to the drawing board on this one. I may have to actually go into, I'm gonna have to cut this hole a little bigger than what it is. I didn't want to do that, but this is the piece that goes on top here. I need it big enough to fit the fire hose in. And my goal was to keep critters and stuff out. So I'll makeshift something here. Okay, so I cut 3 notches out here. And the 3 notches, the issue I had are the little teeth here that they use for the spanner wrenches. So I tested it out, it fits in there smoothly. I'm gonna have to take the wire out, but I'm thinking that should fit, the hole should fit tightly enough that I don't have it come flying out, but we shall see. So I did get it all in, but the hose, I came right up to the top and almost came out. So what I did is I went in and I looped around the head of the hose and I tied it up here, and hopefully that'll hold everything somewhat in place. I didn't want to go too tight. There's plenty of slack here so that as it expands, I'm not restricting anything. And actually the pressure of water wouldn't restrict anything. It's going to break something, plastic or whatever, but hopefully this will work. We'll try on the next run, but this run I went ahead and emptied, and I'm just gonna go ahead and leave this hose here, use the other hose on the other side and leave it over there so I don't have to take the fire hose back and forth. And the water is slowly coming over. We're over 300 at this point, but I'm dealing with 2-inch pipe with just the gravitational pressure of water. So it will take a half hour or so for it to level out here. And I am gonna go grab another load. So a lesson learned here, one of the problems I was having is the male end of this was down in the IBC tote, and if I got too close to the bottom, what it did is it sucked it in. There was so much pressure or suction, which forced me to not be able to put it too close to the bottom. So I ended up leaving a lot of water in. So since this is male and the end on the IBC tote is male, I found this, I think it's called a Union. I just found it at the local hardware store, and it is female threaded to female threaded, goes right on here, and it also goes on my IBC totes. Now IBC totes have 3 different thread types. One of which is normal PVC, and then I'll go ahead and link in the show notes or the description on that. But if you have a single IBC tote, that's fine, but if you have them connected together like I do here, that will create a little bit of a problem. So what I am going to do is on this end right here, I'm going to add this, is basically add another pipe, glue this on, which gives me a male end right here that I can put the Union on. And when I'm not using it, I will just go ahead and cap it off, and that will allow me to pretty much empty all the way across these 3 tanks right here, because they are perfectly level coming across, a little bump in the center there, but I should be able to get almost everything out. So a lot more water here, a lot less waste. So just something to keep in mind to help you get all of the water out of your IBC totes. Howdy folks, we are about a month after I started shooting the original video, so I managed to fill it up to about 800 gallons here, and it drained all the way down to just under 200 gallons over the course of several weeks. And then last week we had a tropical storm move through, which filled it all the way up to the top. And between this and the other systems, that should be more than enough to get us through the year. And I will actually do another update later, hopefully later this week, if not next week, and show you some of the makeshift stuff that we did to capture as much rainwater as possible. But moving the water to this barrel did give us an extra week or two, and that definitely helped us. So we will be able to maintain the statement that our nursery is entirely run off of rainwater. So thank you very much for tuning in, and I hope you have a great day.